You're good. You're
Okay.
good. You can just mute for now and
Lis-
we'll start.
Gotcha.
So, we sort of open on this then sort of manner. Uh, you're sort of being moved into this building by a girl, like a slender sort of girl who has sort of this like pinkish hair and very bright, colored eyes, like pink, reddish kind of color. And she's not really forcing you, but she sort of has like, her arm around you, almost as if she's like guiding you to the place. Well, so they're not really like forcing you into a place, but they're sort of like carrying you towards this place. And you don't recognize this place, but it definitely seems like a place where whoever lives there probably has a lot of money and power, just based on the fact that it is this large sort of mansion, and there's sort of a maid wearing like a traditional sort of outfit, and she has a very like particular look to her. Um, don't remember exactly what she looked like off the top of my head, but she's sort of wearing this very traditional costume, and she sort of pulls open the door and welcomes you to this place. Um, and inside, you see this large sort of foyer with a staircase that sort of leads upwards, and the woman um, kind of leads you up the stairs towards a office, like a large set of double doors. And on your right, you notice that there's another um, like man next to you. Like he's young, he looks Asian, and he's wearing sort of like very formal clothing. And the woman who's like holding onto your arm also looks fairly young, and she sort of is wearing like a little blouse sort of thing, very conservative, but also very colorful. Whereas the other man, he sort of has these more grounded, like duller colors, like a dark blue kind of suit kind of thing, where she sort of has these really like bright kind of maybe pink blouse, I'd say. And she kind of just whispers to you, like through your ear, I don't recommend you do anything rash, by the way. The people here that you'd be dealing with are very dangerous. The man beyond that door is not the kind of person who's very forgiving. So I suggest that you stay quiet, only speak when you're spoken to. And she kind of like taps on the door, giving this like very subtle sort of knock at it. And the door sort of opens, and you see. I already showed you the picture, but I'm still going to have to show it for everyone else. You see a man sort of sitting at the desk, uh, and the first thing that you notice about him is that he looks very like off, and he has this very strange sort of presence about him, where he has this very sort of alien presence, as if he shouldn't exist. Like you get this very strange feeling off of him, as if he seems inhuman just from looking at him. You can tell that there's something like really wrong about him. Uh, Here we go. I had to readjust my thing real quick because they changed the layout of the screen sharing. So now that I figured it out, I have to go and grab the file and open it. He sort of has like short, dark red hair that kind of moves down to his ear. Dark eyes that look maybe like a brownish color, and he's wearing like a dark red suit. But your eyes are sort of drawn to the middle part of his neck that has like kind of stitches running, down across it as if like his neck was like stitched onto part of his body, sort of like a Frankenstein-esque sort of thing. And immediately he starts like coughing as you enter the room, like a kind of noise. Uh, and he looks like in your direction, kind of instantly as you enter. And the people who are with you, like on your side, sort of start moving into the room, and you notice um, there's a woman like standing beside him as well. And there's another man to his left also, who has this sort of like very handsome looking like brownish hair, and he has like swords at his sides, like two of them. And the woman to his right also has a sword, like at her side as well. So these people are armed, and they appear to be very professionally like arranged around him. And the two people that are like sort of around you kind of move to different parts of the room. Like the girl takes the like a chair on the left side, and the man who is with you, he sort of takes the another chair on the right, and they kind of just sit there, and they sort of wait for him to talk. I'm just going to set up the screen share real quick so I can give you a quick little glance at this guy. And then he starts to speak, and he says, okay, I am calling this meeting to order. Um, please introduce yourself. He sort of points to Meila sort of with a finger that sort of like shakes and like strokes toward you a little bit, like slightly. Who are you?
Who am I, Mr. Redhead Blanket Man? I am Meila.
I see. He sort of turns to the woman, who I will get her picture also. Let me just open that up real quick. See if I think I have it. Should have it anyway. Here.
I might have sent it to you if it's mine. If it's
no,
not,
not that one. I'm talking about Sherry.
okay.
I thought I had her picture here in my folder. I don't think I do, so I will have to find it. I think it's in my pictures folder, like my general pictures, and then I did not. Right. Sorry. Thank you. There we go. Okay, so now it should be streaming that. Okay, good. See, I forget these things. I am the one who chooses what's being displayed, so it gets very weird when I don't remember. I'm going to look for her picture real quick. If not, I'm just going to keep talking. But it should be in my files. Because I have a few of these pictures, and I don't think I moved them. That's probably what happened. Yeah, I have a few here that I didn't actually move over, so I need to start doing that. I have a few that I didn't think I would use that I ended up using, and I didn't move them all over. But at least now I know that I'm supposed to move these photos into my other folder now. It's too late now, but not important. She sort of produces a book from her pocket, and this was the journal that Meila left inside of the bakery. Do you want to describe it, or because I don't exactly remember what it looked like? Or do you want me to give it a shot? Because I think I remember what your diary looks like.
Let's see.
While I'm looking for this picture. But she sort of produces it out of her pocket, or at least out of part of her blouse, and sort of like presents it forward. And he kind of makes a gesture, and she sort of brings it up towards up towards the desk where he's sitting, and kind of puts it down like in front of him. And he sort of gazes over it for a moment, and she says, "Oh, well, we found her along with this, and oh, I can't make heads or tails of it, but seems like it might be important. None of it really makes sense, though, honestly, and on top of all that, I can't get anything out of her mind. There's something preventing me from reading it directly. She has very powerful abilities, whatever they may be, conscious or unconscious, that seems to be preventing me from getting anywhere with her head." Sort of like stares down at the diary, kind of intently. See. And he sort of looks over. Okay, no, I don't have it. I'll have to look. I'll have to look because I remember. I had the file on file. But yeah, I kind of described her anyway, so I don't really need the picture right now. I'll have to go download it, I think, because I have it on the. I have it on the my notes, I think, so I could download it and do that. But anyway, she sort of looks at him and she says, "I'm sorry. There really wasn't much information I could gather based on what we had, but I figured bringing her here would be good. Sorry." And she sort of walks back over and sort of sits down and like shakes her head and like looks over at Meila, and then like looks over at Anthony sort of in the corner of the room. I brought him too. We met on the street, and I figured he might have something to add to this council. And the man sort of looks over to the to Anthony.
Hold on, unmute.
And
Okay.
yeah, he sort of gives you this look like
Mhm.
like not really rolling his eyes, but he kind of glances over at you and like turns his head to face you, and he's like, "And you are?"
Well, okay, first of all, Anthony's gonna be looking kind of bored, like tapping his
Uh-huh.
swords, like,
Uh-huh.
this is something that he's like he's waiting for something else, like.
Yeah, could you do me a favor and roll me like a what's it, like wits politics? Yeah, that seems like it would
Okay.
work.
I don't believe I have politics, so
Okay, so what's your wits?
let me quickly check. My wits is 3.
Okay, so can you roll me a chance die? Unless you
Okay.
want to spend willpower on this. I don't know if you want to.
Nah.
And okay, so roll me a chance die. Let me know what you get.
I got a 4.
Okay, so yeah, you don't recognize anything. That's not a critical failure.
Mhm.
So you won't really necessarily act out of turn, but you don't recognize who this person is, or like
Mhm.
any kind of significant markings that would, give you any hint as to who he was.
Yeah.
But here he's asking you like who you are. So
I'm just trying to think like the Black Bay stuff is not like canon in this world,
it
right?
is.
Or okay. So just gonna like I'm kind of leaning back on the wall, and I'm just gonna go Anthony Turner, Black Bay Elementaro division.
Ah, okay. I see. Well, I'm an arrowman myself. I think we'll be able to get along then.
Good.
And now you start to notice that he has like little arrows kind of on the top parts of his like cufflinks kind of thing.
Mm.
Like he has these sort of things. And like you didn't really pick up on it before, but after he mentions that, you realize like what they mean.
Hmm.
And at the moment, I am in charge of this council. Have you ever seen this woman before? Sort of points towards Meila.
I do not believe I have, sir.
All right then.
Sure, it's the right.
He
Right. We're not
he
like same rank or whatever.
You're not sure. That's part of like what the role kind of
Okay.
you can't really determine that. If you want to roll me, like, is your intelligence any higher than your wits?
Nope.
I don't remember him being very intelligent. If you want to roll a chance die again, go
Yeah,
ahead.
my intelligence is 1.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll me a chance die again if you want. Try to figure it out, but you don't really know.
That's a critical fail.
Wonderful. You are 100% sure that he is probably above you, considering he's the head of the council, but you have no idea. I mean, he could be your rank and just filing in for someone, or he
Hmm.
could be, he could be the strongest mage in the city. You have no idea.
Yeah. So I'll
It
just
could,
not care.
it could be anywhere in between those. But you see no reason to address him, with any respect because you don't care about his authority because he's not even your boss,
Yeah.
right? That's kind of what I want the critical failure to be. Is like you don't recognize him as authority because he's not your boss. So
Hmm.
if you want to act out, you can go ahead and do that because it seems like something Anthony would do. Uh, but he's not your boss. I think that's what the critical failure result would be. Is like it doesn't matter because he's not. It doesn't matter what rank he is. He's not your boss.
So I am just gonna put like one like earbud into my ear and just listen to music, like
Okay.
nod my head, like
He's just like, and he like kind of just ignores you after that point, and like holds the diary up to Meila. What is this? And he kind of runs his finger along the front edge where I think it was like it has this sort of dragon kind of emblem on it, and it has this very like thick texture to it also. So he runs his finger sort of across the logo, and he asks Meila like, what is it? As he's like kind of shaking it in his hand.
Well, whilst they were having their exchange, Meila was absent-mindedly sort of glancing around the room, not really paying attention.
Uh-huh. There are a
But
lot of people in
upon
this room. I mean, I want to kind of point that out. There's like one, two, three, four, five, five people all here.
but upon producing her book, it sort of grabs her attention. She looks rather annoyed. She's like, "That is mine. What are you doing with it?"
We're performing an investigation. I don't know who you are, but you seem to possess some sort of ability of some kind. And at the same time, you don't appear to be awakened. So,
So this is a dream?
you're not dreaming. No, this is happening.
Then I'm awake, you stupid man.
Yes. Did you believe yourself to be asleep? She was sleeping for a while before. I don't know. Maybe she's confused. Sherry sort of says that. Maybe you should speak slower. From what I can pick out of her mind, she seems to be very confused. All right. And he sort of flips open the like to a page, and there's that sort of like strange kind of Arabic-esque writing inside of the journal combined with like this. I'm not sure. Do you write in like English, or is it like written all in this like language? I'm not sure. Like when you write in it, do you write in English or do you write in this other language, or how does that go? I'm kind of curious. Like if you write something in there, is it like does it become another language, or do you write in this other language, or is it like half and half?
She tends to understand that stuff better than English.
Right. No, my question like was,
So
does
she
yeah.
writes in it. In
Okay.
that.
Okay. So he kind of flips through these pages and he kind of gets a good feel for it, like with his hands, kind of feeling across the book, and kind of flips open to a page and he's like, "What language is this? This is all nonsense. No wonder you couldn't understand it. And yet you can understand any language. So what is this? If it's something that even we cannot read, tell me."
She's struggling to pronounce the word.
Uh-huh.
Language?
Yes. What is this written in? He kind of taps the book with his finger. It's not English. Clearly.
No, it's ink, you fool!
Alright.
He's got an answering machine. Why?
Let me ask this again. In a different way. Can you read this?
Meila nods.
Do you understand what I am saying?
She sort of cocks her head to the side. Sometimes.
Okay. Can you write in English? He sort of like stares at you as if he's like impatient. Like he's clearly giving you this look of like he's like looking down upon you, like a very imposing sort of glare.
I love if she's reading and she's sleeping.
You know, like he's giving you this look that feels familiar to you, like this look of like, oh yeah, you're like he's very aggressively staring at you.
And she takes a sort of timid step backwards. A little, I understand.
He just sighs. All right. Could you translate this for us? Because this information might be useful to our investigation, and it might just affect what I decide to do with you right now, depending on your answer.
Translate? What?
He's going to interrupt and go, read out loud. Can you read the book out loud?
Yes, okay. I can.
All right. Good to know. Whatever is in here might be gibberish, but I have a feeling that it might contain some information that would shed some light on the local mysteries of this area. Are there actually, like, the way you kind of showed me in your presentation, are there, like, pictograms in this diary, or is it just, are there pictures, or is it just, like, symbols?
Yeah, there's pictures.
So he's, like, thumbing through the pictures. And, could you sort of, like, link that, I guess? I don't know, because I want to kind of show, I don't know what you were showing, if you still have that link. Could it kind of, like...
I sent it to you over
Yeah.
Skype.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, just now? Or... Okay. I'll take it. Yeah, thanks. I just wanted to kind of share that, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I think it looks cool. Beyond other things. Let me just set this so that everyone, because he's now kind of showing off these things once it loads. Like he's, present. Once I get it set up here. Hopefully it is not loading, so it's lagging me slightly, but it's not something I can't deal with. I can do it. I believe. Nope. Okay, now I'm freezing. Great. Okay.
And we lost Noah.
We apologize for the technical difficulties. Here we are now with the humming hour.
Doodle, 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 doodle.
Stay tuned for more quality humming in an area near you.
Now we need the colored screen like.
See, that's the power of a book. It shuts Brendan down.
That's what you get for having a crappy MacBook. Or a Mac computer in general.
Redhead blanket man.
That was quite amusing. Oh, man.
Magnificent.
No, you fool! I know what it is! I'm clearly awake! Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
You're not awakened.
I know, it's
I'm
just
awake.
fucking quality.
It's beautiful, magnificent.
The expected outcome.
This isn't English. What is it written in? It's written in ink.
Love how straightforward she is,
right
at
to
the
the last
point.
one, just go like, can you read it out loud? Because it's like, okay, clearly, like, this is going nowhere.
It's just funny because, like, I love how it's all taken at, like, face value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing. She sees the stitches on his neck, but sort of identifies them with the stitches on a blanket.
Patchwork man.
Pardon?
Surprised you don't just call him Patchwork.
Oh God.
Mr. Patchwork.
In here.
Only he could weave his words as well as he weaves his intimidation.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, great! Finally,
Okay, because it
the
says
ringleader has returned.
it says it says it's still broadcasting, so I think
Yeah, it's still live.
The process.
Yeah, once you came back, we're live again.
Yes, we can tell them it's been an unfortunate day. Everything is good, except for the fact that everything else sucks.
okay.
I mean, don't worry. We kept them entertained with a quality humming hour.
Remind me not to do that again. Okay, so don't try to open
The
the
point was hammered home.
don't try to open the diary again because it apparently will crash my computer.
It's the
Yeah,
pentagrams
Yes,
inside.
that's the power behind the diary.
That is actually quite frightening.
It's the pentagrams inside. It's activating and it's destroying all that's holy in your computer.
Okay,
They're
we're
always
live
stuck in my
again,
computer.
so I'm gonna mute.
Okay.
And the only way that you can open it is if you have a Toshiba, the Satan of all computers.
Oh, I don't need to mute. I'm me. Okay.
Oh, go
So
ahead.
back to the thing. So essentially, yes, he shows this around, but I can't show it to you guys because of stuff. But if Karl wants to send it around, I think you can post it in the chat, and it shouldn't crash everyone. Like in the Google chat, I don't think it'll crash everyone else's computer. I just can't open it. So you guys are free to look at that. I just can't share it, which is fine. Assuming the broadcast doesn't get cut off, and even if it does, I'll just continue. Let's see, where was I?
Worst case is worst. We can put it in the description.
Yeah, true. It is live now, so it should be working.
Hell, I still got pages I gotta add to it.
Yeah, it's
So
not
it's
finished,
not all there.
but it's a work in
It's a
progress.
very short book.
So essentially, so you guys, how do I put this? So there, you kind of passes it around actually. So except he doesn't really let. I'm not sure if you would just go berserk and like try to grab it. Because like there's nothing, just to clarify this, there's really nothing holding you down or anything. You're just kind of standing in the room. So I'm not sure if like you want to try to like grab it or anything.
She's a little miffed at the moment.
All right, you're just kind of
She's
ticked,
still
but
not quite there at
right.
getting
Okay.
angry.
Okay, got it. I'm just making sure. So essentially, you watch them sort of pass it around. It kind of cycles back to him, and he says, "The best thing that we can do right now would be to send you the Mysterium and let them deal with it."
Yes. It's all for you.
Meila looks at the man and she's like, this Miss Iriam. Who is she?
Well, he kind of stops.
May I
Like-
speak?
He just sort of, if you have something to say, then go ahead.
It's not a person. It's a thing. Or a place, really.
Can you describe yourself for the benefit of...
I could give them a picture.
That works. Yeah, sure.
Do you just want to send them the picture that I sent you?
You can send them that. Yeah, sure.
All right, here. Basically, what you see is a woman that's about, I'd say, 5'8", maybe 5'9". Here's the image. It's in the chat if you would like to look at it. She has long, sort of semi-straight hair that curves at the end, vivid blue eyes, a big blue bow, and her dress is adorned with sort of like little armor pieces, but it's mostly a dress, if anything else. She's got very pale skin, but it's mostly fair, if anything.
Is the bow that big?
Yes.
Yes. If we'd be sending you anywhere, we'd be sending you to the library.
So that's your tip. Oh my god.
She's just sort of standing in like one of the corners of the rooms with like her hands rested behind her back.
And I think Sherry speaks up and she says, "Oh, well, wasn't the counselor, wasn't she away somewhere, some other place, doing something, some negotiations of some kind?"
Do you mean with the council in the city?
No, with the court.
Have we heard word back from them?
Not yet, but I could ask for a report.
I'd assume it'd be better if we got one sooner than later.
Alright, well, I'll send a message. I'll let you know if I get anything back. And she just starts pulling at her phone and like texting them as almost as if like in a mocking way of like, oh, this is how I'm sending a letter.
What is that?
Why you have to go to her house?
It's a phone? And she's like, what gives you this really confused look? And
It's a means of communication.
she sort of looks over at the man. How old is she? And the man sort of quickly gives a glance at you. Are you gonna attempt to resist his sight, or are you going to let it? Because you would feel this. I feel like you could choose to resist it or not.
Let's just check here.
Because you have very high, resistance against this sort of stuff, at least at the moment.
For 20 years, I'm not right there.
I'm just trying to think of what the side effects were for that.
Side effects?
That's crazy.
Because currently she's under the she's got broken.
Ah, okay. Yeah, could you... I don't remember exactly how that works. What did that do exactly?
Just looking.
Do you not have it listed? Because I could go look it up if you don't.
I'm pretty sure it gave some detriment towards resisting.
Okay, I'll check. I'll pull up my I'll pull up the subnet. I'll check right now. Broken.
Fortunately, it doesn't say on my character sheet what it does. It's listed, but
it says -2 involving resolve and -5 to intimidation. So in this case, this doesn't apply as that. This has nothing to do with your brokenness.
okay.
So I was just asking. I was just asking if you would resist this, like, because you'd have to resist it actively, I think. So I'm kind of asking, like, would you just let this happen, or would you do something about it? I don't think you're aware of it. I mean, I'm mostly just asking if you want to, because um, he's basically trying to get a read on you, and I'm trying to determine if that's something you'd like unconsciously try to block, or if you would just let it happen.
Well, probably unconsciously.
Right. Okay. So I'll adjust my pool then, because I think. And then what's your resolve?
Resolve.
Actually, I don't think you'd get resolve.
Resolve is 3.
I don't think you'd get. So I'll adjust that. But it is adjusted by your gnosis, I think. So I will do that. So that's 1, 2, yeah. No, I was counting it right. Okay, let me roll. See if he gets a success here. And then if so, he will be able to determine some information. Okay, that's a 9, 6, 10. Okay, re-rolling. That's 2 successes. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so basically the only thing he's really getting from you right now is your biological age. So like, how old are you biologically?
She's 18.
All right, cool. She's 18. Really? Well, she sounds like
That's
she
still
might.
relatively young.
She sounds like she's from some other time. Doesn't
Well,
even know what a phone is.
to be fair, she may not know what it is. She may have never seen one before.
What was she living in the mountains? She like points out the window, and you can kind of see the mountains in the distance.
Might
Well,
be
we
a third
can't.
world country.
Maybe. I mean, she doesn't look like she's from anywhere else. I mean, they kind of try to get a glance at your skin tone, and as far as I remember, you looked fairly like pale, right?
You said there was something
Yeah.
different about her, right?
Something. Yeah.
Maybe that has to do with it. Maybe it affects her memories. Or her mind.
Yeah, her mind's pretty messed up.
Actually, could I test to see if she's from another time or something? Since
Yeah, actually, yeah, let's do that. Sure.
Okay.
You can roll. What's your time plus your, how do I put it?
My time's 3.
Time 3, and then your gnosis is 1 or 2?
Let me check here. Gnosis. I am not seeing Gnosis anywhere.
Oh, okay. So I think it's 1 then,
Okay.
because you never boosted it, so.
Hmm.
So just to make this a little easier, Kari, are you cool if we make it contested instead of like a straight subtraction? Because otherwise he's just gonna have 0, and I don't really think that's very fair. So
Okay.
both of you basically roll 5 dice. The person who gets the more successes is the one who will determine the victor.
Okay.
Just to be a little more fair. I mean,
1 success, and that's a 10.
okay.
Yeah. It's only 1 success.
All right, and then you roll 5. We'll see if you get any successes.
Oh, 5, 10.
I actually
2
have a
successes there.
Huh? How many?
Wait, so what's a success in this? A 7 or an 8?
8, just 8 above.
Well, I got 2 10s there.
Okay. Well, there you go. That does count as a success. 2 successes, in fact, and then you re-roll both of those. So you get to roll 2 more dice.
Not that I need to, but
Okay, so that's
2
like.
10.
Yep.
And 2 2s.
Okay. So that's still better. It's very strange because when you try to look at her, Anthony, it's like your sight is being muddled, and you can tell that she has this very powerful sort of energy like around her, but it's very like like this aura, but it's very unfocused.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you can just imagine this like raw energy literally just like smearing everything that you sort of
Hello?
You're not really sure what it is, but she just has a lot of raw energy that seems because when you're using this mage site, a lot of it is you're pouring energy into the world to sort of see through a lot of this stuff, and it seems like her energy is sort of pushing back against you in this very raw and unconscious sort of way, and she has such a powerful aura that it sort of just repels your ability to see anything.
Yeah.
Can I try with my sight?
If you want to try, you can go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. Which site are you using?
Prime.
Alright, chill. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, what's your prime?
My prime is 2.
And what's your gnosis?
My gnosis is 1.
Okay, so you would get 3 dice versus her 4 if I'm still using the same method, as long as that's cool with Kara. Because I'm not really, those aren't really the rules, but I'm just doing this to kind of make things faster and make sense.
Okay.
So we do.
We're rolling again.
Yeah, and you both can spend willpower on this if you want.
I'm going to go ahead and spend 1.
Okay, so you would get 3 more dice.
So that's 6.
Yeah, and you would get 6, and then Karl would still have 5. Did you want to boost yours or no?
No, because
No,
I'm
okay.
still
You're not
rather
even
low
Yeah, okay, got it.
from
So, yeah, from all that, I remember. So yeah, so it'd be 6 versus 5 now.
Would you like to go first, Kara?
yeah, I'll go first. Why not? So I got 5.
Meanwhile, open up the book. I'll see what you'll learn if you succeed.
It's 5, Kara. So that's 2 successes and 1 reroll.
Wow.
Here we go.
Okay, so that's
Okay,
5.
so 2 successes.
Okay, 2 successes. And then...
I have 4 successes right there and a reroll.
All right. Leave it to Silver to be awesome.
That's a 2. So 4 successes.
Okay, I was gonna say if you got a crit, I would be very happy, but no. You still get to see past her very strong aura, which I want to clarify to you is just to give you sort of a gauge of how powerful this raw power is. She has enough raw power to sort of rival the person who's like next to you, i.e., your master.
Right.
Which is kind of frightening. Because she literally has that much power. She has enough power to rival a master, but it's all really raw and unfocused. It's
so
not.
Can I relay what I get from this to?
Yeah, sure. I just need to actually look at what you find. But I will tell you that she's basically radiating this sort of raw energy. It seems very like forces based. Like it's like raw energy in the sense of like very primal sort of etheric style energy, the kind of stuff that you would find from like a
The stuff
forces
that I'm
meeting.
good at, because I have forces.
Yeah, but it's not the same because it's very raw and it doesn't seem to really be following a specific path. It's not.
So it's untapped potential.
Yeah, it's a lot of untapped stuff, but it's definitely there, and it's almost to the point of magic, except it seems like it doesn't even... Okay, here's actually a really good way of putting it where it would make sense. It doesn't have a nimbus, right? Like it's this raw... it's like a raw... It has no form.
Raw nimbus without actually a constructed appearance.
Yeah, it doesn't actually... It's like a nimbus, but it's not constructed, and it doesn't have any existing like form or path to shape it.
But it's already powerful enough that it could... Like, if it did have a form, it'd have a distinct one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. So the idea is you're basically seeing an nimbus that's still like not fully formed, but it's there.
So does that mean that I could reason that she's something caught in between then?
Yeah, you could definitely reason that she's a sleepwalker of some kind, but even a sleepwalker shouldn't be this, have this much potency to them.
Does that mean that she's close to awakening?
You could assume that, yeah. I mean, it's strange that she hasn't awakened. Is one thing you would notice.
So something's suppressing it.
Possibly, possibly not. It might just be that they haven't awakened yet. But even if that was true, someone who hasn't awakened wouldn't have possessed this much power. And since we're working with the canon that there are legacies that actually like pass power in this context, you might be able to assume that it's something.
It's some sort of legacy then.
Yeah, it's some sort of like this is probably she probably is a proximity of some kind.
Right. Okay.
I'm just trying to see what information you get. I'm scrolling through the book. Go ahead and all right, we're not. Yeah, I mean, I'm debating now if I should just give you experience for this character. Now that I think about it, do you want experience for this,
Yes,
or
please.
okay? So you can take an arcane beat.
Okay.
give
I'll
you
add that on to what I have right now.
Yeah, I'm looking for prime and forces also. You you don't see anything with forces specifically, but you feel you don't see anything. But mage sight is beyond just sight. You can actually kind of feel this heat radiating off of her now that your arcane senses are sort of active. She feels very like hot, but also cold. You can kind of feel that she's probably been around a lot of both heat and cold. It's sort of this ice and fire kind of thing.
Okay. So she's basically caught in between two as far as
Yeah.
that goes.
I mean, how do I put this? It's more like it's the feeling of. I mean, this is a very abstract sort of thing, but it's the feeling of you're in a warm cottage in the cold. It feels like that. It's like you're surrounded by the cold, but inside you're warm. So she has that sort of feeling
So
of
she has
like
layers.
her body is like freezing, but like her energy feels very warm, like almost hot, and it's kind of radiating off of her like a heater.
So
Like
what you're saying is that she has a core.
Yeah, like a one of those like heaters like you have in your house or like a fireplace. That's what it kind of feels like. She's like radiating heat, but you can also feel this like almost cold that's like around her like physically, but like supernally, like magically, there's this heat that's sort of surrounding her also that you can kind of detect, but it doesn't really leak out into her nimbus at all, but it's something that's there that you can feel because it's very strong. So almost if you can imagine her nimbus as sort of this like hot air that's just sort of like radiating out from her, that's the closest thing you could really determine from like her nimbus. And maybe like little like I think like in the dream sequence there were like these little like fairies, like little balls of light that might, peek out through your vision before you stop really focusing on it. And you kind of see like little bits of light kind of peeking out from her nimbus.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm checking to see if there's anything else. She's not actually like casting anything though. Like you don't see any kind of.
It's just something passive.
Yeah, but there is something that you notice, like there is sort of a how do I put this? Like you know that there's a link between you and your equipment, like your weapons and things like that.
She has some sort of bond with her book then.
Right. I was gonna say. So you sort of feel that there's sort of a mystical connection between
sympathetically
her and her book. Well, not necessarily. No. It's more of a. It's a tool.
Right. Okay.
You're able to recognize that her book is a tool of her magic, whether she realizes that or not. And I think does Meila still have the pendant on her in this RP? I don't remember.
Yes, she has the pendant.
Yeah. So
she's also in possession of James's one as well at the moment.
Uh-huh. So you would recognize that as well. The pendant that's around her neck also functions as a tool for her. And you can't really determine anything other than that, but you are determining that she has these tools that are sort of working with her on a magical level, but she's not actively using them that way. But you're not sure. She might be awake.
So they're like passive artifacts then.
Yeah, for her they're tools, but she's not actively using them consciously.
Okay. So then, did you get what I would figure out, by the way?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna reply to you in a sec.
Okay.
Um. Okay. So. Blah, 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 blah.
I'll
Okay.
just fix that.
So you refer this information to the council.
Yeah.
Okay. And does Anthony have any response to this kind of information? Like,
I mean, I would actually say it'd be more along the lines of like to the council thus far. It's probably be more in a whisper.
right. Well, Anthony is like right there, so I'm
Okay.
kind of wondering if you like he's like right to your he's like right next to you, so I'm kind of wondering like if you have anything to say when she's starting to like talk about this.
I'm just let me think here. Part of me is wondering, like, if the thing that's holding her back is on her, kind of like.
I mean, there might not be because if there's something holding her back, it might not be a physical or a magical thing. It might just be a psychological.
Hmm. And my other thought, actually, Anthony's gonna say this out loud. Imagine what she could do for the arrows.
That's if we can figure out what's holding her. And even then, there's certain qualifications you have to have.
Yeah, I think not being a nutcase is one of them.
Okay, how about we not call names here? Are you for?
No, I'm just saying. From what
Well,
I
then
can,
don't act like it.
Have you seen some of the arrows? They're crazy as fuck.
no, not this bad. She like looks at Sherry, just sort of looks at Anthony.
Yes, but everybody should be given the chance. Regardless.
I need to be careful. I'm serious.
Being careful is one thing. Being prejudiced as to what we've seen thus far is another.
She has a point. We can't compromise our order with people who might be unstable.
I'm not saying that you don't have to actually have her in here. I'm saying is that if it turns out that our hypothesis is correct, then we have to do something.
Does Mila say anything? Because they're kind of just talking about her in front of her face, like.
Yeah, and she's like, she kind of turns her head to Meila and basically apologizes too. She's like, sorry, I don't mean to.
And calling you crazy, like literally. So I'm kind of wondering, like, do you have anything you want to say?
Well, for the most part, she's not understanding much of what's being said.
Right, of course. Okay, I'm just
She's
confirming.
just looking on confused.
Right.
She knows they're talking about it, but
That.
as to what they're talking about, arrows and
Well,
nutcases and all this.
Sent that email to her mom.
I've come to a decision.
Did she? Watch.
My judgment is that we keep her close, evaluate this situation, and to determine what exactly is within these pages. And for that, we'll need to work with the Mysterium.
Do you think it could be an untapped language, similar to the Atlantean language?
Possibly.
Why not just ask her to read it?
Well, that is exactly what I intend to do.
Exactly. But I'm saying it'd also be interesting to figure out what language it actually is.
What perplexes me is that it's a language that even we can't interpret, which means that it would have to be, in a way, more advanced.
Either that or around the time of the Atlanteans.
It might also just be code.
Yes, but there was other existences during the Atlantean time.
Do you have a theory? He sort of looks to you.
To who?
To Ares.
Not thus far. But as far as I could tell, it's something that we should definitely research. There could be something inside the Mysterium's
Yeah,
library book, but as far as I'm aware, this is nothing that I've ever seen before.
Well, this brings me to the second matter I wanted to discuss. He sort of looks at Anthony.
I think he's gonna raise an eyebrow.
Up front. He sort of gestures as if like he's basically saying, "Okay, now you get into this, you know."
Yeah, and she's
You
just
move to
kind
the
of
hot
clearing
seat now.
her throat.
And she sort of like Sherry sort of moves up and takes Meila over to the side.
Anthony's going to lazily get off his wall and move over. Yep.
And so now you're like kind of standing and facing him. And meanwhile, Meila's just kind of on the sideline now, and he kind of looks at you and he's like, I was informed of what happened earlier today. This is what you actually did was probably in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
around the time of the first session, and then this is more towards the afternoon, so this is several hours later.
Yeah.
Could you please, for the good of the council, please recount the events from your perspective?
Well, there's not much to account for. I went to a bar filled with vampires. One of them tried to attack me, and I defended myself.
Couldn't really find another way. I think this is like Sherry, because this was, you have to remember that this was like right after she like had a talk with you, and she was like there in the bar, and she's literally like, kind of, she has that, you know, tone in her voice, like, really, like you couldn't have found another way, like. What happened back there? I didn't even see anything. And the next thing I know, there's a damn decapitated woman.
Wouldn't she have burst into the flames since she's a vampire?
No, that's not.
No, okay.
That's not what they do.
Okay.
Not
my
in
lore
this
mixed up.
canon.
I mean, maybe you brought her out in the sunlight and then she just like melted or dissipated or whatever. That could have happened. I mean, I'm assuming that sort of what we didn't see was Sherry and you kind of cleaning everything up afterwards,
Mhm.
which definitely happened. But
Yeah.
so yeah, likely, but not immediately.
Okay, I was just getting my...
No, good
So-
question. Good
Mhm.
question.
I don't think if you notice, don't do subtle.
That's apparent.
Is that how things are in Black Bay? Really?
I certainly hope not. Especially not if we're supposed to be expecting a report from there.
Interesting. So you're telling me you killed a...
That's not
vampire?
gonna do us very well.
No kidding. I'm a bit concerned for your safety now, Mr. What's your name again?
Turner. Anthony Turner.
Mr. Turner. I think the best thing for you would be to avoid causing any more attention.
The adamantine arrow can only protect you so much.
Well, I don't think you noticed, but I can take care of myself.
Yeah, but I don't think you've noticed just what you've just killed. You've
Yes.
just messed with a organization which has existed far before you were ever born. And they tend to take personal matters very seriously.
Yeah, she was texting like one of their leaders before you kill her. So I think they're going to be kind of, I don't know, suspicious when she doesn't turn up with you.
And assuming that who you killed matters, they're going to want retribution for it, and we can only keep you hidden for so long, or well,
If you
mind
seem
you.
to forget the text was about turning me into a ghoul, which I don't think that would have been the best case for mages in either case.
I mean, honestly, you wouldn't know if she was turning you into a vampire or a ghoul, but I agree with the statement. Still makes sense.
Mhm.
Well, if that's the case, then you have somewhat of a defense. But that still, the fact of the matter is that the vampires are going to look at it as you slayed one of theirs.
Exactly.
They're not going to care what the matter was.
We need to
Of course,
handle it
we will,
carefully.
but they won't.
If we don't find a way to deal with this, we could have a war on our hands. At worst.
And at best, a confrontation in which we can take care of, hopefully beyond viewing eyes.
This is not something I want to deal with right now. But I have a possible job for you as long as you're in town, sticking around and whatnot. What are
I
you
will
doing
be
here?
when my movie's done.
Movie?
I'm an actor.
You
Have
just
you
sort
seen my
of...
movies? I list off like all of his E-list samurai movies he's been in.
Okay, so essentially you have a day job. I suppose that works. I mean, to be fair, we both have double aliases.
It would be too risky for you to appear in a public place from now on.
Agreed. Not to mention that, assuming that what you are saying is true, you have your own level of infamy and fame, which means you're not going to be exactly easy to hide.
Hey, Dustin, can you do me a favor and roll me 3 dice?
Okay, I will roll you 3 dice.
Da da
Okay.
da 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 da.
That is 1 success.
Okay, good. That's good. Okay. Your wisdom does not drop then.
Mhm.
Thank God. I'm willing to forgive this. But we can't ignore the possible aftershocks of this situation. I don't want you appearing in public, and I don't want you going anywhere without me knowing exactly where you are.
Then he can stay in my manor, can he?
No, I don't think that would be best either.
Do you recommend that he stay here?
No, I was thinking. He sort of looks toward Meila. Whoever this person is, I want someone on her. You can do that, can't you? He looks over at Anthony.
You're suggesting I play babysitter?
Would you rather me have you exiled from the city until further notice? And put you underground somewhere?
I mean, your options are limited here, my friend. Very limited.
Anthony's gonna roll his eyes and go, "Fine, I'll do your job."
He gives you a piece of paper with like he writes out like this little on like a pad. He like tears off a piece of paper and hands it to you. It's an address
Mhm.
for like a library that's like down the street. You don't know the city very well, so you don't really know that.
Yeah.
That's where you're going. If you were to put it in your phone or whatever.
Mhm.
He sort of says, I want you to take her here and wait for the councilwoman of the Mysterium to return. And once she does, I want you to make sure that this investigation is carried out smoothly. Do whatever you have to get her to cooperate with us.
Fine, I'll even take the kid out for ice cream.
I don't.
Should something go wrong, you should contact us.
Who died?
It'd be important that we are the first to know, considering we're also
Who died?
the ones that know of your particular situation right now.
That's funny.
If you're needed, I'll call you.
Yeah, and he makes sure that everyone has everyone else's contact information.
Mhm.
Sorry, now I'm just imagining he creates this like group on Skype and they're all just like arguing. No, no.
Here's my cell phone number and my Twitch and my Skype and my Kick.
Exactly. No, I'm just now imagining
My
everyone,
IMDb.
every actually your IMDb page.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? I was Mitsu. What was that guy's name? I'm trying to. Mizozuchi or something. The goofball.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember the line he actually said. It was
Yeah, I like that one.
Mhm.
Anyway, moving on. So he's basically assigning you to do this job, and you don't really have a choice. So, but he's basically telling you, just for reference, you have to take Meila to this library and basically make sure that she doesn't do anything and complies with their demands to work through this book.
Sir,
He sort of looks over to you again.
I don't have any missions at the moment. Could I accompany them?
He sort of looks toward you. I mean, there are better things you could be doing.
Well, that depends. What would you want me to do? If something goes wrong, at least I could be there.
This isn't an important matter.
I'll take you.
She doesn't cause any immediate risk to the city.
She's so pretty.
Then what would you have me do, sir?
Well, if you'd like, make sure that the councilwoman isn't missing.
So you want me to investigate her?
No, we know where she was seen last. She usually meets the court out by the wilderness beyond the city. That's where they're located.
I see. So you want me to go to this point and wait for her, or look for her?
Make sure the court isn't attempting to keep her too long.
Of course.
They probably aren't going to be too welcome to visitors, but whatever they do, I'm sure you'll be able to handle yourself.
And if worse comes to worse, I was sent here by your orders.
Right. They're willing to negotiate to a fault, but sometimes they can be rather
Brash.
strong-minded.
I see. Well, if something does come up on my journey there, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Where should we put these two at the meantime?
That's why I
Who are you referring to?
To Meila and
How many compliments do you think I got on my highlight?
the other.
Anthony?
Yeah, Anthony.
they have such common names, and you always forget them.
I know, I have such a bad memory.
What was it? Well, he said they're going to be going to the library.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if they're looking at Meila, she's becoming more physically agitated.
Right. And I think like Sherry's trying to hold you still, like, oh hey.
They do. I do anything to help Elmer? Empathy or something like that? Expression? Drama?
If you want, let me think. Depends how you're approaching it. Like, if at this point, I think you'd be allowed to like walk up to her if you want to say anything.
Yeah.
So we know, like, if you want it to be sort of this, I think it'd be manipulation, empathy. Sure, if you want to try to calm her down, assuming that, Karl is okay with that happening with the character.
And, yeah, can I do
You can
presence?
try.
Because I think that I think what I would do is I'd give you the penalty that she's suffering because of her current instability, and then on top of that, it would be her resolve. So you'd be taking like a -3 penalty.
Which is easily countered by willpower, mind you.
But
Yeah.
I'm wondering, what is your actual what's it, persuasion or no, manipulation, empathy? Sorry, what is
That would just be 2 dice then.
2 dice total after the penalties?
No,
Well, you have 2 dice total, and then it's -3. So
yeah.
okay, so you'd have a -1 again.
But if he uses willpower, then he has 2.
Oh yeah, but I'm not sure if you want to spend
I
willpower.
know. I'm stating it for the record.
But yeah, the fact is
Is there a
that,
chance that I can convince you expression drama?
see, okay, because if you're trying to, no, I don't buy that. At this point, I don't see it. Like, I don't see how you could act to like calm her down. She's not like a.
I'm playing a role, like, as a bodyguard.
See, are you trying to be
give
like?
her-
Are you trying to like reinforce her with your like?
Wouldn't
with
that be
your
like-
acting?
Wouldn't that be like presence expression?
Yeah, I mean, here's the question: is that how you're doing this? Are you like, come with me, I will protect you, as
Yeah.
like this samurai?
Come
All right,
with me,
no, okay, yeah, if that's your thing,
Then
I could,
that'd be presence expression.
then presence, expression, trauma, and then -3. Sure. As
Okay,
long as
I'm
you
just
play
gonna put
that
my
out.
hand on her shoulder and like, do not worry, young maiden. I will protect you.
Honestly, I think it's funny because she's more comfortable with this sort of medieval-esque archetype than she would be anything else.
No, and I'm just for the record. Ares just basically stifled a laugh.
Right. Okay. So you can roll that, Dustin.
I'm also adding willpower.
Okay. So that would give you what's your total then? Because you have all that stuff, and then you
Am I
have,
still getting the negative, or
and then you would cancel out the negative. So
Okay,
you would
so
just
then
have
I would
whatever your
be,
dice pool is.
present and
Expression plus drama.
okay, so that would be 4 dice. Then
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, since I'm using willpower, that would
And then I
cancel.
want to give you a +1 because I think it would work out in your favor anyway. Like
So 5 dice.
5 dice. Yeah. That sounds fair to me.
That is 1 success.
Okay. See, there we go. Good job.
Criminal.
So it seems like you kind of buy into the fact that like he's this protector of yours, and something about him makes you feel comfortable, I guess, in the way that he acts.
So good. He
Meila?
took his briefcase. Oh yeah. He said.
And so, would you like be willing to follow him out of the building, or would you be still kind of hesitant? I don't know. I kind of just want to role play this out at this point. Because your goal, Anthony, would be to get her to the library. So you have to like convince her to go with you, and I kind of wanted to see how that goes.
She sort of looks at him, and who's got a book at the moment?
Mr. Blanket Head, or I forget what you called him.
She looks towards Anthony, and she looks back at the fire-haired blanket man.
Blanket Man, yeah, that was what it was.
And it sort of looks like she would go with Anthony, but she wants her book.
Oh, I think he would have given the book to Anthony, so Anthony could probably give it back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it.
I mean, there's a photocopier at the library, probably, so.
You know, that kind of thing. Like he probably would have. I probably should have mentioned this, but he probably would have handed it to you so that you can give it to her, so that
Yeah.
she has it.
He's
Or
actually gonna
maybe,
go on
or
his
maybe
like,
he would have given it to you so that you can hold on to it, so that she doesn't like run off with it. That
Okay.
seems more likely.
Well, if he's giving it to me, then I'm just gonna get on my knee and give it to her. Like, I believe
Alright.
this is yours, madame.
She snatches the book from his hand without saying a word.
I think this is when he like looks over to Ares and what the fuck is he doing?
Oh, he's a keeper. Don't worry about it. As far as I can tell, he won't do too much damage to our reputation.
Anyway,
I'd hope.
you're dismissed. He's saying this to Ares.
Yes, sir. And she bows her head and she sort of just walks out the room as far as is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess Anthony's gonna lead her to his motorcycle.
Okay. Oh my god, how is she gonna react to his motorcycle? What
A
is this?
chariot of death.
I need to know, what is her reaction to a motorcycle?
Let's find out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he leads you out, outside of the mansion. You see the same maid sort of standing at the door. And she kind of opens the door for you on the way out. And there's I think you would notice Ares leave in your car, right? Or do you not have a car?
I believe that she... I'm assuming that at this point she probably just could have called up Leon.
Okay.
Or actually, who was it that drove?
It was Asgal who
Bonjour?
drove.
It was who?
It was Asgal who drove, but like
Then
you...
she,
but
couldn't
yeah.
she call Asgal at this point?
Yeah, sure.
Then she probably pulls up Asgal, like after phoning her, and then so I'm assuming it was a white sports car.
Yeah, it was.
It was a white sports car that pulls up into the driveway, and basically parks in front of her. And then there's another man that's in there, glasses, black hair, slick back, and another girl that has blonde hair, short, usually tied back into a ponytail. Both of them are in suits, and the door is open for her, and she gets inside, and she waves to you before basically taking off with them.
My mom left me in charge of the cake for my graduation party.
I think it's like funny because the maid would sort of wave to you on the way out again.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
I just imagine, like, in the back of my mind, Asgore like rolls like on a regular driving or something, if it was a regular thing, and then all you hear is while she's pulling up out the way. And you just see Ares' hand clutching onto the top of the car for dear life.
Right. Anyway, moving on. So you take so as she drives away, you take her to a motorcycle, and ask her to get on it. I'm assuming.
Well, first he's actually gonna put his helmet on her and
Okay.
say, "This will protect your head in case you fall off, but hopefully you won't, as long as you hold on tight to me."
Yeah, it's actually not that far away. Like it's down the street, so it's not really a long drive. Whereas Ares is driving like out of the city, so it's a little bit longer of a drive. But
What are you doing?
like you're putting the helmet, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
Let's see. I'm just trying to think of how best to say this. We are going to go really fast, and if you fall off, this will protect your head. so you don't die.
Fall off.
Hmm.
So it's from him towards, what is it, like one of
It's
those
a Honda.
Africans? So it's like a sports bike.
Yeah. I'll try to find a picture if I.
She looks at the bike. It's like,
I remember it was yellow, or was that Johnny's bike?
Johnny's bike was green and yellow.
Right. Okay. It's a mechanical horse. Exactly.
Actually, yeah, probably. I think he's probably gonna say that. Have you ever ridden a horse before?
oh, she sort of thinks to herself.
You've probably never seen a horse. Just for
She's heard the word,
Right. You know the word. You've just probably never.
but she associates it with something else.
Hmm. Anthony will probably go. It'll be easier to show you. And he's going to.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to help her onto the bike and get in front of her and say, hold on to me.
She hesitantly grabs hold of him.
Okay. He's going to start the engine and drive off.
All right. So you kind of drive off to the library,
Yeah.
and then we sort of cut from. See, so what color is Anthony's bike?
Anthony's bike is white.
Okay, so we kind of cut from sort of the white bike and sort of do this reverse shot of the other sort of green and yellow bike sort of driving down the road, right? So it's Johnny's bike,
Yes. Johnny's still in bike.
and it's kind of driving, and you see where would Johnny go after the This is sort of the post credits, so like you know, imagine like we drive off and then that's the end, and then now we're kind of moving into afterwards.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what Johnny's last thing was.
Like he was at the meeting with the mayor, and then and this would be afterwards, like a few hours afterwards. Where would he go after that? Would he go back to the cafe? Would he go back to the office? Like where?
I would think he would probably go back to his room.
His room is his apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Just give me a second to grab something real quick. I need to find a picture. Okay, well, essentially, you see out your like you could hear it because it's a bike, right? Like it's not quiet. It's obviously like not quiet, right? It's like a freaking bike and it's loud. And you can hear it, and so I'm assuming you would like get up after like whatever you're doing, right? And what would you do? Because you could see it out the window, and there's like a girl, like riding your bike and parking it like in front of your apartment. Here's someone you don't actually recognize either.
Yeah, Johnny's going to be confused and like head out because last time he saw his bike, it was with bikers. And
yeah, exactly. Like the last time you saw it, it was like someone took your bike.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just go grab what I need to grab. I will get. Okay, here we go. I have it now. So immediately what you see is sort of this. I have to activate the screen sharing. Excuse me.
Actually, look at the screen then.
Yep. And then let me do it so it's streaming. You sort of see this girl, and she actually has like a knife at her side. Like you see it. Like it's not small. It's like a big knife at her side. and she sort of has this like long, like pinkish hair, and like sort of red eyes, like deep red.
Hmm.
And something seems like really off about her, and she's like getting off of your bike, and like she kind of sees you coming, right? Like as you kind of head down towards it.
Yeah.
Like, do you speak first, or do you kind of let her talk? I'm not sure. Are you just yelling at her like immediately? Because that's your bike.
I mean, Johnny's gonna see the knife and probably hesitate a bit because he's right now unarmed. And
Yeah, of course.
is there any blood on the knife by any chance?
No, it actually looks fairly clean.
So it's not been recently used, at least, or if it
No.
has, it's been cleaned.
Yeah, exactly.
He's probably gonna go. Can I help you at all?
You're Johnny, right?
Yeah, Johnny Farrell. Yeah.
Okay, so this is your bike, and she kind of pokes it, and like she's like poking the side of it,
She should make him see
like
it.
Yeah. How
as
did
she's.
you get it back?
Oh, well, the people that had it were bad people, so we took it from them, and we found out it was yours. So I was told to make sure that you got it back. Is that cool? 'Cause this is your bike, right?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just making sure.
fucking amazing. How? Oh God, I don't even know how to thank you.
You can come with me, I guess.
Come with you where?
I was thinking we could go for a drive. Mm, I have.
Sure, I would love to ride her again.
Oh, good. I have some people who want to meet you,
Thinking it was voice problems.
if that's okay.
Sure.
Cool. All right. I guess I won't need this. And she kind of puts the knife like back under her shirt. I,
You're joking, right? You weren't really going to like take me hostage, were you?
oh, well, if you didn't agree with me, I was thinking about it, but
I see. Just trying to like rapidly think of what to say. Like, yeah, I'm getting nothing. So, well then, I guess we should be off to
yeah,
wherever it is we're going.
let's go. And she kind of like lets you get on the bike
Mm-hmm.
and then gets like on it behind you.
So where are we going?
It's just outside the city. You know where all the trees are?
I assume I do. So,
Yeah, you kind of know.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it'd be the equivalent of like, I guess you don't live in Florida, but it'd be like the equivalent of like someone asking you to take you to the Everglades, which sounds really weird. Like it's like, hey, take me out into the, you know, the part of the city that's like just forest and water and all that stuff. Like
Mhm.
go there where there are no roads. Like seems
Giant's
kind of
gonna be a little confused, but nod. Okay.
yeah, like hey, just take me out in the like off road. Like, can you do that? Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Don't worry, I can show you the way.
Hmm. Actually, Giant's probably gonna wonder if that's any occult thing. Like now that he's like met fairies and like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah. So can I?
Well, I
Really
mean, you're not sure. Like, you don't. She looks like normal to you, but I mean, you kind of have this feeling that she's not. But there's nothing you can really confirm for that.
All right. I'll just have to take your word for it.
Trust me. Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
I would have told you otherwise.
Yeah. Oh, there's Johnny's sheet. You changed the picture on me, so I was like, "Where's Johnny?"
That's Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
There's Johnny.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll just drive off to the
Okay.
Forrester.
So, that would be it, but there's one more thing we need to cover.
Mhm.
So, I will do that in a second. I just want to do one more thing. I'm just making sure I get this right because I forgot something important. Do 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 do. I just need to get a name because I forgot what her name was, and I need to get it because I changed it. Ah, it was Kana. That's what her name was. She says her name is Kana.
Mhm.
That because names are fun.
Yes.
So she would tell you her name.
Nice to meet you, Kana.
Nice to meet you, Johnny.
And then the ship began.
I think the funny thing would be that she would say to you, yeah, give me a sec. Stop sharing this. She would say to you is like, I heard that you managed to survive being stuck on the other side.
Screech! What?
How do you do that exactly?
Well, a lot of it's fading out, but a friend of mine gave herself up for me.
Uh-huh. That doesn't sound good.
It's not.
Because that means we lost another one. I'm sorry.
What do you mean lost? She's supposed to come back in a week.
A week?
Yes, that was the agreement.
Who told you that? She would come back in a week?
Was it actually Princess who told me that, or?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm probably gonna use Alice's real name then.
Yeah, Alice told me.
Because fuck her.
Right, okay. No, fuck you! Kidding.
Madrix Alice Immensine.
You just don't even know. She's like, yeah, but funny thing about time in Arcadia is that it stretches and it bends, and it's hardly ever constant. If she says she's keeping her for a week here could be a year there, or longer.
Mhm. Johnny is actually going to kind of like clench his knuckles, like
I'm
as
really sorry. Was this person important to you, or because you're probably never gonna see them again?
fuck. I promised I'd see her.
I mean, I'm supposed to be stopping her from doing stuff like this. That's my job. That's why I'm apologizing. It's part of my responsibility.
Wait, you're supposed to stop her?
Yeah, that's my job.
I want to help.
I know. That's why kind of taking you to go see the Queen, the Winter Queen.
Okay, I'd roll for that because, like, even
Yeah.
I know about the winter shit.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you could roll. That's intelligence plus the what's the word?
Cult?
Yeah, that works. And then your specialty.
Yeah. Let me see here. Intelligence is a lot higher than Anthony's. I know
Right.
that. Okay, not much higher, 2, but I at least also have 3 occult and fairy, so 6 dice. 3 successes and 2 of them are 10s. So
3 successes and 2 of them are 10s. Okay, so
another
re-roll
10,
those. Okay.
and that's it.
So 4 successes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very good still. That's, again, we got 2 near crits this session. I'm very happy. Good. Very good. Very, very happy. Very, very angry because they're so close, but so far. No, you know what she's talking about for once because you would have heard about this whole um like you would have heard about the whole, in within the, human, well, within a lot of these fairy courts, they have, spring, summer, fall, winter. So winter, it's winter now, so you're assuming that means the Winter Queen is somehow involved with the current, politics somehow. You'd be able to like put that together, like, okay, it's winter now. So
Mm-hmm.
does that mean the Winter Queen is okay? That makes sense. Winter means okay, yeah, it's probably snowing, like, well, not right now, but it was yesterday.
Mhm.
So definitely a thing. Like it's kind of coming together in your head. Like you're like, oh, winter. Yes. Yes.
So Johnny's mouth is probably gonna go dry because, like, I assume he knows that she's shit.
Huh? Sorry,
Johnny's, okay. I said Johnny's mouth is probably gonna go dry because he knows, like, the Winter Queen is like big shit.
sorry. What's the last thing is getting cut off? I can't.
She's big shit.
Can you type that out for me? I'm seriously having trouble hearing you. I don't know why. Ah, okay, thank you. I was somehow, for some reason, my head, but I couldn't hear the words correctly.
Mhm.
Ah, I figured that's what you were saying. It was just one of those things.
I have an internal censor.
Am I mishearing him? Like, no, okay, he did say that. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so she's important,
Yeah.
and she's basically this person is taking you to. And do you mention like, oh, well, yeah, I have heard. Like, is that real? Like, is that a thing? Or, wait.
Yeah, he's probably gonna go the Winter Queen. Like, kind of like, it's like meeting fucking Dracula. Like,
Yeah, it's like Dracula, like Dracula. Yeah, I know what you
yeah,
mean. I'm assuming you just kind of explain this out, like,
yeah, he's
the
probably
winter.
gonna go like, oh, holy shit! Is there something I need to do? Like,
No, we just wanted to make sure that you were safe. I mean, what happened to you doesn't normally happen. Normally, if you go out there, you never come back. Or if you come back, you're completely changed. You're a rare case. You're lucky.
yeah, I just wish that luck could transfer to other people sometimes.
Maybe you're just taking the luck away from the people. You know. Sometimes that's just how it works.
Johnny's probably gonna be silent as he drives because that's like a deep thought, and like, God, that would suck if that was the case.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, according to his wish list, yeah, that would probably be the case.
That's kind of what I'm trying to point
Yeah.
out. You know, even luck isn't free. I know people who are lucky, but most of the time they're lucky because there's a cost to it. And she sort of like she's like holding on to you as you're driving, and um, she kind of explains like, "Oh, we just want to keep you safe. That's all."
Safe from her?
Yeah,
You think she'd come back for me?
that's normally what she does. It's all a game to people like her. She'll let you go and then come back, and then decide that you're worth playing with again. It's my job to stop her from doing things like that, and yet I really didn't even know this was going on until now.
So you're a part of the Winter Court? You're a fairy?
Well, I mean, I'm just I'm the guardian of the court. It's my job to protect it. But I serve whoever is currently in charge, which in this case would be the Winter Court, yes. So, at this moment, yes, I am serving the Winter Court, although when spring comes around, I serve the Spring Court and etc.
I see.
Although, I mean, I have my own personal ties to the Winter Court, but that's irrelevant. It's my duty to serve whoever is currently in charge, regardless of my personal affiliation. I'm trying to remember like what the actual position was called, because they rotate the names. Because I've heard them being called, just out of character, I've heard them being called like sheriffs, because sheriffs are what they call the vampire equivalent. And I know now they changed it in Mage, now they're called sentinels. So I have no idea what they're called for change. Well, I'm gonna see if I can look it up.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
trying to think, because, like, I have some personal knowledge in fairy stuff, but I'm like,
Yeah. No, I
just
mean
kind
this
of
is just. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
the court, so
I'm gonna look it up right now, just so I can get it out of the way, because like,
yeah.
it's very annoying to me that I can't just remember, even though I looked it up and I didn't write it down. I think it'd be under the merits, like, because they have listings for the different like occupations.
Mhm.
Did you have anything you want to ask her while I'm looking stuff up?
I am trying to think, because this is, like, a lot to take
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I know. That's like the point.
Hmm. Let's see. They're unseelie courts. I'm also just looking up, like, general, like,
Mhm.
like fairy knowledge, like.
I know about fairies, real fairies. They're real, but if you don't, well, that's not true anymore. You don't need to believe in them now. They still exist.
Mhm. I do
But
believe in fairies. I do.
but in Changeling the Dreaming, if you didn't believe in them, then they would hurt them, which is
Yeah.
funny. But that's not a thing now.
Okay, I love you. Love you, my love.
I'm sad because it's like, oh, well,
Tomorrow, you want to go to the barbecue?
now.
Yeah, I think one thing she would mention is
At the
that
Barnett's house. Oh, sure.
I trust you because, well, the Queen is interested in inducting you into our society, mostly to help keep you safe. So you would have learned all of this sooner or later.
So what? You want me to join the Winter Court, or she wants me to join the Winter Court?
No, we're just hoping that you. See, I wrote it as sheriff. That's It's weird.
No, the sheriff. Okay.
I just want to confirm because I don't think it's called that anymore.
Mhm.
Like something is telling me no, that's wrong, but I have no idea.
I mean, if you want, like,
We'll
my
say
knowledge is
sheriff,
from Dresden,
sheriff,
so like,
sheriff for now, and then
yeah.
if I get it wrong, then I'll look it up, and it's not like anyone's gonna correct me in the comments, so I could just say, oh, it's sheriff, because I'm the GM. I could just make up, oh, I want this to be the word we're using, so it's going to be that.
Oh, I just thought of a bad joke.
Because most GMs do that. They're just like, hey, I'm gonna call it this because that's what it is. So I'm gonna call her a sheriff.
Okay.
And if I decide to use a different word, it'll be that one.
Mhm.
But for right now, I don't see anything that says otherwise, so I'm gonna go with sheriff. I'm still looking though.
Mhm.
I want to get this right. And I don't see anything saying otherwise, so I'm going to assume that that's correct. And even if it's not, I can make it correct because I am God.
Mhm. You are the God machine.
I am the GM. Yes, I always like that joke. Yeah. So essentially, what were you asking? Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, what does she want me to be, like, a winter knight
Well,
or
she
something?
wants you to
A winter
like
soldier?
become winter. Do you want me to what? Do you want me to become the Winter Soldier? No. We just want you to become integrated in our society. Most people who went through what you went through would either be insane or mutated by the weird. So we're just trying to make sure that we don't end up leaving someone behind, as it were.
He nods a bit.
Are you feeling all right? Just like asking you that offhanded, like. I mean,
Yeah.
besides the memory loss, you haven't really gotten any like severe side effects, as far as you know.
Not that I've noticed.
You're very lucky. That
He's kind
hardly
of try to
ever
smile,
happens.
like,
Hardly ever. You might be the first human in existence who's escaped unscathed. That's brilliant. I can hardly believe it.
I don't know what to say.
Oh, you don't need to say anything. The Queen has already recognized your importance, your fate.
My fate?
Yeah. I
Do
mean,
you know what? I mean, is there anything I should worry about?
oh, well,
I mean,
no.
because the last furry I met kind of wasn't. Well, you know.
Well, I'm going to be protecting you, so you won't need to worry about anything.
Okay.
Now that I know what's going on, I can't shirk my responsibility anymore.
I imagine it's gonna be lots of awkward silence till we reach there.
You actually, like, think back, and you realize her knife is probably made out of, like, it's not made out of cold iron,
Hmm.
but, regardless, it could probably still stab through someone pretty hard.
Okay. Actually, he's probably gonna ask about that knife then. Like,
Because, like, I'm not sure on the ruling if you have a handle of a weapon that has cold iron, if touching that doesn't hurt you or not. So I'm just going to assume that that is the case, and that she wouldn't be carrying around cold iron weapons because that would
yeah.
be dumb.
So yeah, he's probably gonna ask. So what's that knife? Obviously, it's not cold iron.
Well, no, because I can't carry around cold iron.
Yeah.
And that kind of gives away the fact that she obviously isn't a person.
Mhm.
Which I think she needs to roll for. Yeah. Let me do that real quick.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. I think it's only if you see their main. I don't think if it's you. Well. I'll roll and give her a bonus. That makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. It should be good. I don't think she'll get no successes on 8 dice, but I'm still going to roll it. Yeah, she's good.
Okay.
Just making sure, 'cause technically that's a violation. But yeah, at that point you start to realize that no, she's not a person. And also that, well, whatever she looks like to you is probably not what she actually looks like.
So he's probably gonna be asking like questions. So what are you? Are you a trowel?
Trust me, you don't want to see what I look like.
Okay, well I don't have to see you. I just need to guess.
You don't want to know. She gives you this like really creepy voice. You don't want to know.
All right. I'll just call you by your name then.
That is my name.
Can I? That's right. I had to look see what her name was again. Like,
Mm-hmm. Connor. Yeah, that's it.
so I imagine we go to the place
Mhm.
now.
I think it'd be kind of ironic because once we get to the next session, it would be funny because Silver's character would also be there, and
hmm
meetings, yay, places, people, meetings. But I'm not going to get to that yet.
Yeah.
Instead, we have someone else to deal with. Another story that remains untold. A third story that must be spoken. It's a good thing we started early. I still have a huge chunk to go. But
Yes.
we're nearing the end now.
I guess I'll mute now.
So, Karl, this is your cue.
Hello.
So, please,
Time.
tell me the story. I'm sorry, I just went into Bel Air for a moment there.
Bel Air.
Tell me the story, how your life got. I forget how it goes, damn it. Dustin, do the thing. I don't remember it. The Fresh Prince song.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
Thank you. Okay, I felt so stupid.
Now, this is a story about a certain person named Nero, or so he says. It's just like everybody else until he came across something. Of course, all before that, he was placed upon an orphanage where both his parents were gone, out of the picture. Nobody truly knows. But one day, someone did come to pick him up, not to the consent of the orphanage itself. Someone whom many they, quote unquote, call the collector. And he, let's just say, took him back to his little hidden place. Little Nero, as he was later known as, didn't know any better. Big fat guy, made himself look like a little jolly fella that we might know comes across, or rather comes from, say, my apologies, the north. Of course, this collector was not from the north, but rather from another place. Took him back to his little hidden place where he would place him upon a glass container. He's around the collector, disgusting little fella, or rather, big fat fella, who wore a sort of mechanized arm that he used to cover up his. How would we say this? It's rather difficult to say, but he had a mechanical arm to hide this little bitty arm he has here. And he looks like, well, he doesn't have a beard, as we can tell. He doesn't have hair at all. At least from as far as we can tell, he doesn't have hair. We don't know if he has any hair. We don't want to investigate this creature we have in front of ourselves. Who, oh God, he has some interesting features, as you can see. So let's just say this big fat fella has mistreated Mr. Little Nero, or Little Nero, with his experiments, while surrounding himself with a gazillion strange little creatures that he would say are...
I do have those, but I don't know if you want me to show them.
You can show them. I can stop the screen.
Okay, I'll go get those real quick. So.
That would be described as kobolds.
Kobold.
Not hobos. Kobolds.
Oh, sorry.
No, fuck the kobold, fuck him in the eye.
I hope that's not what he did. That would be disturbing.
Oh God!
I get the joke. I'm just like thinking about that now in that context.
Wait. What?
Never mind.
It's you need to watch Your Realms.
Yes, he does. Once
Okay.
I get this open.
You say caught the kobold in the eye, or what?
I'm kind of concerned now because now I'm just thinking about that.
Oh boy.
But here you go. Do they load? They load.
And that's what they look like.
Thank you.
Might do that myself. Okay. And that's the only... These little fellows are the only sort of friends that Mr. Little Nero could gather in that time. It was rather... It was until one day that he managed to sneak out from his cold and containment. He walked rather, what's the term that people use for when someone doesn't have shoes on his bare feet, that's right, I'm sorry. He walked on his bare feet on the cold concrete ground, seeing the amazing sights contained in glass containment, of some still alive, some not. Some rather scared him. He is knocked away from the room that kept him. For a door made of wood. He kept on smelling something rather strange. Walked towards the smell. Starting to get cold. Wasn't unusually cold for that area. Was after all, seemingly a mountain. At least from as far as you could tell. I could hear him, the collector. Hey! Hey! Are you? Do you know where my thing is? What? What? Damn it! Oh boy. These things. Why weren't you watching? What do you mean? You were too busy doing what I told you. Just told you watch. You want to, and he's gone. Okay. How about you all just go look for him? No. Look for him myself. The footsteps could be heard echoing through the hall, empty halls. There's another strange place. Of the cold too. Little Nero stumbled upon an opening, a crack, a crevice, if you could say. Snuck through, feeling colder, till stumbled upon something. Didn't know what it was. Some sort of organ of sorts, you could say. Beat. It kept beating and beating, similar to those things he saw over there back at the where he was contained. One of those jars, he kept beating and beating. A pulse, some sort of thing. Get this urge that became him. He had eaten a lot of things before. Disgusting things, things that made him breathe fire. Oh boy, what was that? Okay, let's just say that it was weird. It was weird. There was lots of side effects. His hair is of different color now. Nobody knows why. He might know, he might not know. But the collector is a weird, strange fella. You all know that. He picked up this beating organ. It kept pumping something. Whatever it was. And he somehow just ate it. Munched on it. Swallowed it whole. Just went in him. People could say it. He just went mad. Hunger. But of this craving that he suddenly got. Unexplainable. Rather strange. And then he felt himself change. Meanwhile, the collector's stumbling around, walking around, still looking. Hey! No. You're here! Oi! Human boy! Forgot your name. I don't know why, but I forgot it. Tell me your name. kept ramming about, calling out for this kid who was lost to him. It was a little prized, but then again, not that prized, considering he wouldn't know any better how to care for. Yeah. We all saw what he looked like. And then what am I doing there? So then came. So then he came out. The little Nero came out of his hiding place. And then the collector noticed. Ah, there you are, you. Wait, are you. Have you seen something? Oh, don't tell me you went around and drank some of my potions. Don't you know? Need those. Need those to. You run. You need to know. Yeah. Oh, you need to. Go back. Suddenly, little Nero raised his hand towards him. And. Hold up. Hey, Brandon.
What?
Mr. Nero over here is gonna freeze over someone else.
Yeah.
Didn't you roll?
No, that's chill with me. You can do it.
Okay. So he raised his hand, and Mr. Nero over here just shoots out ice energy and completely freezes over the collector. Several kobolds are come witness to this, and rather happy about this, joyous.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're warm at the moment, but it's rather cold. Yes, indeed, it is rather cold. It might as well be freaking cold.
Karl, chill out. Come on.
Okay. Nero had frozen over for the collector, and all his little friends were happy. And so on, they decided to depart from this place, whatever it was, go somewhere else to make their own home. Sooner or later, Nero had found out how much he had changed from how much he had changed. His humanity was a bit discarded in a way, and now becomes something many people call. I'll mute again, will you?
Yeah, what?
I could go on and say what he is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He had become a Ouroboros. In other terms, a dragon person. Half dragon. He had eaten the heart of the dragon. Finally, in the hidden caverns of the collector's little hidden place. And now, Big Nero over here, not anymore a little guy, had found a new home. In another place by the cold mountains. Now everything was fine until the air started to shift. You looked down upon a place where there was a lot of noise. There's always noise coming down from there. People moving in and out of there. He didn't know of the place. He heard of it before. And he decided to go there. Could he simply go there and just walk around like he is, or the other form. He started to prepare himself for his little journey and decided to take a few friends with him. Little kobolds came along for his little investigation. So he went on to the noisy place with the tall towers and the bright lights. Is there other like tall buildings over there? Or?
Yeah, there
Okay.
there are a lot of bright, tall buildings in Liner. That's definitely a thing. I mean, the
Okay.
casino would be the biggest building, but there's definitely other like smaller buildings that'd be very bright. Like at night, it kind of looks like a smaller version of like a Las Vegas kind of thing. Very bright.
Well, I would say I've never been to Las Vegas.
Right. Yeah. Well, it does look like a city. I mean, it is a city.
Oh, son of a duck now. I'm having a case of Hungadelius. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna have to try to do this a bit more and then while I pass. I will-
Oh, if you wanna end here, I think you're fine.
Sorry, it's like I'm being overcome by hunger, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So is it right if we pause or
Huh?
pause? Like
Pause. What?
this like pause, no?
Oh, you would just mute and then you could do whatever.
Okay. I'll be right back. I need to eat something. Or
I thought you were talking in character because
No.
dragons need to eat a lot. So I was like, oh, are you talking in character? No, just fine.
yes,
I'm
Meila
really
needs to eat
that's
food.
super confusing to me because like literally, never mind. Okay, go.
You're Vic.
I just for your reference, I gave Anthony a beat.
No, thank you.
And then I'm going to probably give out experience for everyone else in a minute
Okay.
as we sort of wrap this up. Another break because why not?
Yes. A break within a break.
Breakception.
Mhm.
Blong. I'm looking for his experience right now. Okay, so he has 4, and then I need to check his aspirations. I don't think he has any. Oh no! It is
What
not
are we
good.
looking at?
No, I'm looking at Nero. I don't think he has aspirations, which is bad. But he doesn't. Wait, we were just getting him started, so I think
Yeah.
he can go without them for now. I think we were gonna let him figure those out as he went, kind of thing, like with the virtue vice stuff, because we kind of just formed this character out of an idea.
Mm-hmm. I forgot how good Karl is at storytelling.
Yeah. Well, I'm the storyteller, so
Yes.
I let him.
appreciate other people well.
No, I like doing that if possible. I like that kind of style of story where you have each person kind of, which is kind of like, I would like to do a game where we have like round robin GMs and stuff, but it's a lot more difficult to manage something like that. I'm checking Johnny's thing right now. Was getting your bike back like one of your aspirations or no?
It should have been, but I don't think we ever put it back on there.
Let me look. No, you did not. Okay, so that you don't get anything for that, but you do get a beat normally.
Delicious
Let me
pancakes.
check the other.
I can hear myself. Back right away.
Hello.
Yes.
So I am gonna give you a beat for that,
Okay.
just for being here. So.
Cool. I wasn't even expecting to play Johnny, so it's just kind of like, oh, I gotta open up Johnny now.
Oh, I was, so just a surprise. Sorry for not telling you.
That's alright.
What's going on?
That's kind of the point of a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you would be here, so I'm like, hey, why not? It's a part of the plan. Oh, also, you actually do get another beat for risking wisdom. That's right. You would get that for Anthony. So I'll add you another one.
Yeah, what was that risk for? Like,
Because you killed a person.
oh, okay.
What's going on?
We were waiting for you to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, big.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, did you want to continue with something or?
Oh, he heads to the city, and he's on his way to the city. And that's it, pretty much. And I can still hear.
Okay. Cool. I'm just giving out XP now.
Okay. Oh,
And one thing I was saying was I realized that you didn't have any aspirations, but we can work on those later.
Okay.
Like once you start figuring out your characters, like what your characters like are gonna do. But that was a really good introduction.
Okay.
So you're definitely earning a beat for that. I just need to go grab Anthony because he would get another beat for risking wisdom loss and succeeding because that was good.
Sorry if I left out.
You would have earned.
I ate like chocolate earlier, and I freaking 9 like right now, and I haven't eaten dinner.
No, it's okay. I don't want to starve you. That's wrong.
That's
I had like
something.
what's it? 5 slices of pizza.
Yeast.
It was like
What do you
thin
mean?
pizza.
Oh.
It's not like thick crust, but it's like thin crust.
Yay, one more beat, then I finally get some experience for Anthony.
I'm just gonna keep going while I'm recording the experience, and then after that, I'll end the thing.
Okay.
Let me just go. I wanted to check if there's anything I was missing with the experience. Taking massive so no one took no conditions this time. Well, actually, Meila had that. Well, I haven't gotten to Meila yet. Meila actually did suffer from the broken thing, so I will. Because honestly, now that I think about it, you didn't really, participate in that conversation, so that was good role playing. Like you didn't do anything. That's great. Perfect role playing. I mean, that's what conditions are there for. So. I like that. I like that you actually, now that I think about you that real quick. So you would get 2 beats. And I don't remember what your aspirations were, so I have to look those up. Oh, right. You have no goals right now because you're broken. That's true. Okay, so let me go find your experience. I'll give you 2 beats for doing a good job, Kara. Once I find, there we go. Okay, so you have 9 experience now.
Mute yourself if you want.
Did Karl leave?
No,
Yeah.
I think he's just very quiet.
Ah, okay. Still playing the character, I see.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just muted himself.
Yeah, that needs to get closer to the mic.
I'm kidding.
I think he muted himself to just echo.
Maybe.
Can't really hear echo now.
No, he's not muted. You see a thingy.
Yeah.
Breaking point. Once first seen player can change normal roles.
Okay.
Nobody chose to fail. Okay. So let me go give out XP to everyone else.
Okay.
Who else was in this scene? Salim wasn't here. Johnny was. Okay, no, I gave everyone to everybody. Okay. So we should be good there.
Okay.
Meila is the only one who got more experience, which means that I think she has 2 unspent now, according to what I'm reading here. which is fine. It's a good number to have unspent rather than 1. Okay, so I'm gonna stop now, and then maybe we could just talk. I don't know if you guys want to do that. That's fine.
Yep.